All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick's on the Power. So today I wanted to make a video about a very inspirational bodybuilder, and this bodybuilder's name is Nick Scott. So if you guys don't know who Nick Scott is, he is an IFBB professional wheelchair bodybuilder, and he is essentially the man responsible for creating the wheelchair division at the Arnold Classic. So it's basically the biggest IFBB Pro Wheelchair Championships in the world at the Arnold Classic, and he is the chairman of that, and he is the one who brought, the wheelchair division to that higher stage. In fact, the first ever wheelchair bodybuilding championships was in 2011 in the IFBB, and he was the one that helped organize that very first ever championships. So he plays a big role in wheelchair bodybuilding and giving these guys who have been injured severely and lost the use of their legs but still like to bodybuild or were bodybuilders in the past, giving them an outlet to compete. And I think it's a very inspirational and necessary division. So I've actually watched the wheelchair division at the Arnold Classic for the past 2 years consecutively, and I actually think it's one of the best or most entertaining of all the divisions that are held at the Arnold Classic, because really in terms of motivational, they kind of give a background of these guys before they come on stage and pose. The announcer always gives, the story of how they got injured, why they got into bodybuilding, why they're competing, and what got them, past their injury and got them back in the gym. So I think it's a cool little addition, to the bodybuilding world to have this inspirational division where people can overcome an injury like that and still compete. So it's very cool. Nick Scott is the man responsible. So I wanted to give a little bit of a background on Nick himself because he's done quite a few things in terms of bodybuilding and his own injuries. So Nick was actually injured at the age of 16 in a car accident where he lost all use of his legs. So in that accident, he broke and damaged his spine at the T12 and the L1. So the doctors diagnosed him as a paraplegic at that point in time. And actually at that point, he was playing football in high school. So basically his only goal in life, or his dream, was to be, a professional football player and go on and pursue something in football. So at that moment, his football career would be over, and he decided to get into powerlifting. So he started to pursue the bench press. So obviously he couldn't deadlift or squat because of his legs. So he pursued the bench press and became pretty proficient in the bench press. But during all that, he became severely depressed, and he got up to over 300 pounds body weight, and he became significantly overweight. So he was already lifting in the gym at that point in time, but he said actually going to the gym made him more depressed because he had to watch other people doing things that he couldn't do. So that's when the weight gain actually began. But he was still doing powerlifting, still doing bench press, and he was still training in the gym at that point in time. So in 1999, he ended up breaking his high school's bench press record by over 75 pounds. So at that point in time, his confidence was going back up, and he found out that he had something he was good at, and he began to lose the weight. So then in March of 2006, he did his first show as a wheelchair bodybuilder. And then fast forward to March of 2011, where he would win the overalls at the 2011 NPC Wheelchair Nationals, where he would turn pro. Now, the interesting thing about Nick Scott is he actually holds both an IFBB and a WBFF pro card. So he has pro cards in two different divisions, or two different leagues, I should say. And he is the only wheelchair bodybuilder to have done that. So since his first competition, he has guest posed and competed more than 250 times at 250 different bodybuilding events all over the world. And his most noteworthy competition would probably be the 2014 Dallas Pro, which he won, and he looked absolutely phenomenal at that show. So then in 2015, he retired from professional wheelchair bodybuilding, and he pursued, becoming a voice for the sport and trying to promote wheelchair bodybuilding and taking it further and taking it to the higher level. I believe right now they're trying to get it onto the Olympia stage, and they've so far got it up to the Arnold Classic. So I just wanted to share Nick Scott's story with you guys because I think it's a pretty inspirational and motivational story. I mean, he's not just some guy in a wheelchair that works out. This guy does have a very amazing physique. Regardless of whether or not he was in a wheelchair, his physique is very impressive. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Thank you guys for watching. Nick Strength and Power signing out.